Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Happy Monday! And welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It. I think we are actually okay on the audio side of things this week, as far as I can tell. Holy moly, let's see. Can you hear that? Can you hear that tapping? Last week, that damn thing just didn't want to reconnect to the headphones. I was watching the replay, and you could hear all the clunking around. But I think we're good to go, man. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I did up until up until last night. Not that it was bad. I just put myself into a busy situation. Um, but we got through it, man. We rocked it out. I want to say thank you to everybody who supports JMW Premium. Uh, JMW Premium is what's making all these fancy StreamYard controls um, possible right now. Uh, we can only stream to one place, but we got some of our cool fancy stuff back, so that is cool. Hope everybody's having a good start to their week. I want to say anybody who tried to make it to last night's stream, I apologize for all the technical difficulties. It was just one big, massive dangle clack. Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, so I don't know what happened. Normally, like for streaming to Facebook, things are a little different now than they used to be. You create an event, then you can create like your video or your live stream studio into StreamYard, and then there's a stream key. Like you link it to the group. There's a stream key that's created. It's been created like forever ago. It's been linked. Then when you go to start, you go into the event, start live stream, go to custom. Your stream key's already saved in there, and it was there. It was there. It said it was, and then we tried to go live. I tried to go live 4 times, and it just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. And then eventually, I don't know how Dan did it. He went live somehow, not even like logged into our profile, and then like people couldn't comment or anything. It was really wild. But we got through it. We spun it. Congratulations to the April winners, guys. Uh, I believe both of them are here already tonight. Mr. Mao himself got himself the first place win, and Ronnie came in second. They pretty much both got the full package, except Mao got first pick of Atomizer. So congratulations to you guys. Thank you to everybody who played. Really appreciate it. And a new one should be coming up. I don't know, shortly. I know we're already 5 days into the month, but we got to kind of assess some things because there's only a couple things left now. I mean, we still got the hats, and I don't know what's going on with the shirts yet. They're supposed to be coming. Of course, we always have liquid, but as far as like the cool gear prizes, there's only a couple things left. So I don't know if we're gonna pick up anything new or what we're gonna do. But yeah, yeah. Congratulations again to you guys. Let's get into it, guys. Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo! Happy Cinco de Mayo. This is not a holiday themed Wicking It and Kicking It. um, but we got some pretty cool stuff. Well, at least a couple pretty cool things lined up. Let's see who's here, huh? It's a little bit of a slow start, but the show can get a little long, so people tend to stroll on in a little later sometimes. Furfastrode is says I'm here, I'm here. He is first. Dalton Beaver, yo yo. I think yo yo you yo. What's up, Dalton? Good to see you, man. Duchess says good evening, everyone. Already dropping the link for me, dude. I super appreciate that, man. Mouse says Barry blowing blues. Yeah, yeah. So like I was trying to imagine. Okay, so here's you guys already know if you saw the little teaser that I made on Friday, a little short. I got myself the dwarf. We were talking about it last week. the Dwarv RTA, the DLFL Dwarv, and Shift Plus side by side. And I was trying to imagine like a dwarf, like from a fantasy novel, a dwarf sitting on like a tree stump that looked like a side by side blowing a cloud. You know what I mean? So like the tree stump is the side by side, the dwarf is the tank, and it was a challenge, but I think we got one to come out pretty cool. I'm really digging it. Uh, I don't mess around with AI too much, just whatever the one that's built into Windows, and it's not my best friend. I'm not like a chat GPT addict. Uh, Canadian Vapor says, "Good evening, folks. Good evening, Paul. Good evening." Uh, Ben is here. Yo, yo, people. Yo, Ben, what is up, my dude? TJ says, "Hey, yo, yo." TJ in the house. Paul Cole, what up, fellow vapors? And of course, as always, he is keeping it cloudy. Hoping everybody else is as well. Ronnie is here, says good evening, all. Um, Dark, dude, what's up? Cool kid reporting. Cool kid reporting. What is up, dude? Welcome, welcome. He's saying congrats. Uh, welcome to the stream, Dark. Yes, welcome to the stream, Dark. I feel like I might have seen you one other time in the stream, but I can't recall if this is your first time. uh, Welcome. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just happy to have you here, man. For anybody that's new, you may notice like pretty much everybody has a wrench except for maybe a couple people, because we do a lot of DIY, and we got a lot of DIYers in chat. And I like people to be able to share their recipes. Uh, Pop in like a couple times, and we'll do a wrenching. You know what I mean? I see a couple times we'll do a wrenching. And of course, Duchess up top, yo, also dropped a link for his coils. Still looking for some of the best coils in the game. There you go, right there. And of course, we are going to be featuring one of Mao's liquids tonight. I always encourage those guys to drop their links in the chat. Uh, if Advocate for Liberty's here, or just anybody's got anything going on, drop it up, man. We're a community. We support each other. There's plenty of love to go around. That's what this is all about. A place for us to come together, man. Place for us to come together. Uh, let's see. Steve, yo, TJ. Dell here. Oh, it's Dell. That's what's up. Okay. Dell, man. Dell, I did get your message earlier, and I did notice that your package seemed to be like bouncing around funny. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what the difference is about it, about some packages than others. There was a couple last week that seemed to do that as well. They were like checking in to the same place twice and leaving the same place twice. It was so weird. Hopefully you get it soon. Um, LT, yo yo, what is up, LT? Uh, Neil Pitt says hello, everyone. Neil, dude, good to see you, man. I apologize if you never were able to make it into to get a ticket last week. I know you were asking about PayPal last week, and then it occurred to me after the stream. I don't think I know how to get a hold of you. Yeah. Um, Paul Coles is building the Blaze RDA tonight. Hell yeah, dude! I seen that you got that. Which brings up, guys, if you I hope everybody's enjoying something tasty tonight. Let me know what you're rocking with, what liquids you're running, what setups you're going. Are you building or re-wicking something along with me tonight? Let me know. If you send me uh, a picture, like on Discord or a Facebook chat. Um, Usually, what I do just to save time is pull it up on my phone and we'll share it. One of these days, I need to try opening up the Discord and seeing if I can share Discord pics without knocking the stream out. I don't know. It makes me nervous because a couple times, I accidentally opened up Discord and it like completely like knocked out my video and audio. But yeah, let me know what you guys are rocking with tonight. Dicky Mo is in the house. Yo Steve-O in chat. Always a pleasure, sir. It's Del Steve. This is my burner YouTube aside from my content creating one. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I would I would like to check out your content creating one, man. Um you have to shoot me a link in DMs. Um because I think that kinds of stuff is cool. I know a lot of time and detail goes into that type of stuff. Ern is here, headed home from the shop, can't chat, but wanted to say, sup, y'all? What's up, Ern? What is up, my dude? Everybody's saying hello to each other. USPS, gonna USPS, not your fault, bud. Yeah, yeah. There we go. There's Mal right there. Want to hang out with some cool people? Maybe eyeball some kick-ass liquids? Just shit post a bunch of memes? There's a place for it. Pop in Maltopulus, or even Duchess shows up time to time. Yo, you guys are a trip. You guys are a trip. Yeah. Mao's got his stuff available there. Duchess has his stuff available. Those guys, you know what? Like I said, we support each other. You can even find the JMW form in Mao's Discord. And as you see, Duchess is here. He's helping share the links. We support each other, man. I love it. I love like the feel and the vibe that we've created here, and I appreciate you guys all because like you guys are the ones that make this stream what it is. You guys are the ones that are, you know, uh responsible for this channel, like uh what's the organically growing. Like we're not trying to blow up and be huge. I'm not trying to be some major YouTube reviewer. This channel's mainly centered around us hanging out on Mondays, maybe throwing up a couple shorts here and there. You know, maybe a liquid tasting. Maybe I'll get some gear and do like something fun. But yeah, it's mostly centered around this stream. Dell sent in a hand track. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Oh, I should have known. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah. Heck, that Hexome Life. Of course, it doesn't want to focus very well, but you guys get the idea. He's got the Hexome. It looks like a QP Violator on top. I believe that's the Violator. I don't think it's the Fatality. Is it? Oh, yeah, maybe it is the Fatality because it's 25. And those Hexomes only hold up to a certain size. For some, it looks a little different to me. I don't know why. I don't know why. Thank you, Del. Hey there, girlfriends. Yeah. Purpose says, listening, you will get a hand check once I steal Mao's matchy green drip tip for my 01. There you go. Yo, Purpose is the drip tip man. Always obsessing over those sexy new colored blocks. The struggle is real, guys. Speaking of drip tips, I mean, I got one on top right here, right there. There you go. I think we showed that off for the first time this week, and this is pretty much one of the only things I'm rocking right now. Everything got broken down. I have been rocking that Dvarw all week, but right now, pretty much we got the trusty billet box, and we got, you know, Rick right there. Little matchy action, Voltro RBA, 3mm cherry bomb. Can you guess what's inside of it? Mm-mm. Something that's not available on the menu. If you said cookie cane, you were correct. Neil says, I have a Bull City order that's bouncing around. Keeps going back to North Carolina. I've been in transit for a week. That's crazy. That's crazy. At work with a G3 Pro and finest sour apple, Pulse V3 with an RDA for vaping V2 and peanut butter party. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Ben, he likes to always send one in, always rocking a nice freaking neck. And he's got his billet box going as well. Why doesn't this want to cooperate with me? Let's see. There we go. That's a little bit better. Of course, we can't do nothing about the glare. Oop. I love that little Twisted Timmy's coil sticker on there. What's that? The Drift RDA, and I think that is that an 1111 or a triple X reborn? One of the two. I think it's the 1111, right? Because the triple X has the X's on them. I could be mistaken. It could be something different, and it just looks similar. Um, Let me know. I don't know. Um, let's see. Thank you for the link, dude. Thank you. You how did we get all the way back up here again? There we go. There we go. Stark is here. Yo, Stark, you made it, dude. What is up? He says, "Yer." What's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome to Wickin It and Kicking It. Mao's rocking the Asgard V1 on that bypass Republic again, slamming through some Duchess Grandma's pie. Apple dapple. Yo, everybody loves that Duchess Grandma's pie. Meanwhile, Duchess is rocking apple cream cake. 1111 Reborn with the Drift RDA in the billet box. I was right. Liquids are Bottled Violence Eggnog and BSX Series Butterscotch Reserve. That's basic, right? The basic Butterscotch Reserve. Violator. It is the Violator. Okay, sweet. See, I do know my stuff. I do know my stuff. Sometimes I question myself. Dickie Mo's rocking 2 new Raiden 100s with matchy matches nitrous RDAs. Those Raidens are so slick, man. So slick. Can't go wrong with a nitrous. Sounds fantastic, Dickie Mo. He's found his setup. Crackle City, dude. Yeah. Coil is here. Just tidying up. So you will be background noise. Sorry. Anyway, hope y'all good. Yo, Coil. Great to see you, man. Glad to see you're able to pop in. I appreciate you saying what's up. Um, let's see. Hope you're doing well. It's Ben. It's an 1111. Duchess. Let's see for sure. My guy, it's killer. That Butterscotch Reserve is a sleeper. Yo, I love me some butterscotch. Love me some butterscotch. Let's see what Strode is rocking. Strode, ooh, little. He's got that JMW. He's got that JMW stashed. Let's see. Boom. He's got hashtag JMW 500 Club Apple Cream Cake. That's the Asgard Mini. Asgard Mini on the Snowcap Avalanche V2. Is that a zero mods? Zero mods with a Valkyrie RTA? Nana Cream Cake. Yo, the Nana Cream Cake. Heck yeah, dude. That JMW life. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. That's freaking awesome. Thank you guys for sending that stuff in. Avalanche and Valkyrie on the 0-1. Yes. Mao is fine since you twisted my arm. Yeah. Ben saying it's a wait, here we go. We missed a couple. Before anyone asks, says Duchess, liquids will be available later. For now, it's just coils that I'm offering. Yes. Yeah, that startup can be difficult, man. Duchess has been working hard to get things rocking and rolling. The coils, man, though. The coils. Woo. And I've tried a few of those liquids. Tasty stuff, man. It's an ADV for me. Mouse says I rock the Butterscotch Reserve pouches all day, every day, but still haven't gotten around to trying the liquid. Yeah, you guys know I love my butterscotch. Last week we did a banana butterscotch mix. And I'll be honest, man, I was going to taste it sometime throughout the week, report back. I think it needs a longer steep. I really do. So I just let it sit. I let it sit because we're here every week. We can just report on it next week. You know what I mean? Um, hey, JMW slaps on some Duchess coils. Just saying. It's a nice pairing, right? Hell yeah. Dark says it's delicious. Neil Pitts is on his Delta Squonk Bonza Pro. Strawberry Twinkie, and Bonza Pro, I'm guessing, is in a single coil. Strawberry Twinkie milkshake, and a second Delta Squonk with a single coil Dead Rabbit with his chocolate milkshake in it. Hell yeah, dude! Those milkshakes. I love a good milkshake vape. I've seen your recipes; they look like bangers. Um, yeah. Um, Speaking of uh, checking in about a liquid, I did. Oh, let me do this real quick too. Of course, I got my coffee. I got my coffee. Cheers to my coffee buddy wherever he's at. Maybe he'll catch the replay to Hippo. He hasn't been here. It's the busy season for him, and I know he's been taking a little bit of a break. So shout out to Hippo. I miss my coffee buddy. And then we did a little pre-recorded liquid tasting. And yesterday I had to put this down because I was chugging through it. Mao sent me his two new liquids. The Coconut Crunch. The Coconut Crunch is some tasty stuff. Still rocking that on the Elder Dragon. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. My trusty taster setups. Elder Dragon with a Breeze Tones Triple 28 in there. I will say though, love this Breeze Tones coil. Got plenty of life in it. They'll eventually be switched over to a Duchess Triple 28 someday. No sense in wasting a good coil. This Coconut Crunch is addictive, man. It's sweet. It's delicious. Even for people who aren't super into coconut, I think would like this liquid because it's not super potent on the coconut. You get it on that back end. You get it on the exhale. It's just a really delicious sweet cookie. It's like you took those dollar store coconut cookies and dipped it in milk, and then ate it. Not You're not letting it get too soggy because there is like kind of a crunch layer element to it, but that's what I forgot to mention during the video, was because the more the time that I spent with it, the more like a bit of a cream element came out to it, and it gives me post honey o vibes. It really does. A cereal that I can no longer eat. That's good though, man. I've been on a coconut kick lately with my Samoa cheesecake. I think that recipe is pretty much locked in. Sent a sample out to Alicia because she requested it, and I thought, we did a recent trade, so I sent her a little sample of that on her way. It was her idea. I know you meant they, but there we go. Thank you, Duchess. Dave Fire. Mao says, well, Mao Mix is better on Mao coils. It's pretty damn good on Duchess coils, too. Don't be shy. Paul says, was going to tell you I'm in no hurry for the order I made if you're busy, brother. It left. Around noon today. Everything is all caught up from the weekend. Everything is all caught up on the weekend. I have one in the queue that came in earlier today, and then the and then the and then the winners packages that have to get put together. Those, I'm going to be honest, may not go out. And the reason, well, they may not go out tomorrow as planned. The reason being is because I'm almost out of packing tape, and I didn't have a chance to go pick any up today. I need packing tape. The hat's got to go out in boxes. But yeah, if they don't go out tomorrow, if I don't have enough, It'll be Wednesday for you guys. Advocate for Liberty is here. Says hello, everyone. Hello, Advocate for Liberty. Good to see you, Tim. Um, let's see. Oh, Paul, I do appreciate that. By the way, man, I do appreciate that. Um, Dark says I can mess around with toasted coconut. He says, "What's up, Tim?" LT says, "Yes, I'm not a coconut fan, but that new juice is a big wow, yummy. Yeah, it's good. It's good." Uh, I was talking to Dan. Even like Dan wants to try a couple of Mao's mixes, man. Lady Liberty, Cassie says hello, everyone. Hello. Mallory, sorry for being late. Mallory, it's not a problem at all. It's great to see you. No one's ever late. It's great. It's just great to have you here. Uh, that's awesome. Glad you're not backed up. Not anymore. I was. I put myself in that situation though because like Friday night I committed. As soon as I told myself I'm taking the weekend off. Taking the weekend off. I usually don't work Saturdays anyway because there's no mail Sunday. And as soon as I said that, and I mean it was late anyway, so like the you know the prospects of like getting that staying up late to get those done on Friday night and out Saturday was it was iffy. Uh, but I maybe could have taken Friday off instead and then maybe tried to do some stuff Saturday. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna relax. I'm just gonna relax. But I didn't take into account the amount of prep work that I was backed up on. So that is really what made things take a little bit longer. But dude, we rocked it out. I rocked it out last night. Was able to hang out with some friends while doing it. It's all good. Uh, he, Dark says I'm slaving away at the day job. Hell yeah, dude. Tim says Mallory, did you misplace the handcuff keys again? I'm pretty sure she always knows where they are. I'm pretty sure. Darren says, "Hey guys, dude, Darren, what's up, dude? Just saying hello back and forth." Duchess says, "Hit mouse Discord. See the love, man. I want to take a little bit of this coconut crunch, and what I thought we'd do, Stevo. I think you like the chaos. I think so. I think so. You know what? It's the addict mentality. Okay, I've been sober for almost 6 years now. And certain parts of that mentality, that mindset, they manifest in other areas of my life. Uh, Collecting vape gear is 100% like I can relate that to the obsession that comes with being an active addiction, right? Except I have something to show for it, and it's a fun, and I make a fun hobby out of it. And chaos. I used to thrive off the chaos. Of course, after a while living that lifestyle, it started to destroy relationships, destroy my life, and everything around me. But in this situation, it manifests, and I don't know. It's almost like I don't know. It's like I might seem frustrated, but at the same time, it's like a dopamine hit, and then I get manic, and and energized, and I think you're right. I think you're right 100%. um Tim says this week has been crazy. May 1st, uh ladies b-day. Yeah, happy belated birthday, Cassie. May the 4th be with you. Then Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, it's also Revenge of the 5th. um Gunny, hey everybody. Yo, Gunny is here. Everybody's see, like I said, everybody's gonna roll on in. Everybody's gonna roll on in. Great to see you, dude. Happy Monday. Hope you're well. Go Bills. Yeah, go Bills. Cassie says lady wiping out in her brother's driveway. Oh no. Oh no. Remember, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Break the stigma and be there for each other. Yeah. And you know what? That's a good cue. That's a good cue. And just we haven't done one of these in a while, and I like to do these regularly. But just for mental health awareness, month, let's do shots and prayers for Mental Health Awareness Month. For anybody, who deals with mental illness, mental health struggles on a daily basis. I'm not going to name any specific names. If you guys want to shout anybody out specifically, please feel free to do so. But shout out, to all my friends. I have one or two people very specifically in mind that I have been praying for, and that just I want to throw some clouds out, and for everybody. So let's drip a little bit. Let's think of somebody uh, that could use someone to reach out to them. Not just think about them and blow clouds out to them. We're gonna do that too, but reach out to somebody and ask them how they're doing. Just reach out to somebody maybe that you haven't talked to in a while, and tell them just say what's up. Let them know, that you're thinking of them. Ask them how they're doing. Shots and prayers. Just give somebody a call and let them know that you love them. Hell yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Tim. Duchess doing good, buddy. Darren's doing good. That's awesome. Tim says Bill's going to win it all this year. Dude, this has got to be the year. It's got to be. It should have been last year. It should have been. Ugh, don't get me started. There is a reason why I don't get as wrapped up into the NFL as I used to be. There's a reason. Adele says thoughts for my dad who just moved down with me, helping him kick a lot of bad habits. Hell yeah, dude. Another cloud for your dad. There we go. Clouds for family struggles. Indeed, Darren. Indeed. Tim says Q106 radio station on in the car today, and they are doing a charity run for organization created to focus on breaking the stigma. Hit the feels in a good way to hear that ad. Yeah, dude, I bet. I bet. Little sip of coffee here. So I know Mao is probably itching, and a couple of you are probably maybe interested. So I think we're going to start with the liquid tasting. Now, my elder dragons have been my trusty taste testers, whether it's recipes or whether it's a recipe or it's a single flavor test. We've been doing a bunch of that lately. Um, but sometimes, uh, not only do I just use the Elder Dragon, I also use the Asgard Mini because I test things dual coil. So what I was thinking, I would let you guys choose, and maybe Mao has a preference of whether we wick up the Elder Dragon real quick or we wick up an Asgard Mini. I will say that the Elder Dragon will probably help me conserve this liquid a little more. However, sometimes the Asgard Mini, uh, being a dual coil, running that at a higher wattage, sometimes helps accentuate some of those bakery notes. I know there's a lot of bakeries in there, but the Elder Dragon is just it's just fantastic, fantastic at just separating all the layers of a liquid, giving you the entire spectrum. The Asgard Mini does as well, but like the Elder Dragon is just special in that way. Elder Dragon, says Tim. There's only one D in as Tim. Yo, Frank, what's up, dude? Del says, but the Asgard Mini is fire. There's only one D in ad, Tim. Oh, yeah, okay. So we got one vote for Elder Dragon. Dark is saying the Asgard Mini is fire. It 100% is. I don't know if that's a vote or not. It was an addition, not really much of an. Yeah, doing math. I mean, we could get to it probably quicker with the Elder Dragon. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe if Mao had a preference, but I'm leaning Elder Dragon personally because it's just kind of my system, and I'm also running low on 3mm coil, 3mm cotton. Yeah, you know what? Let's go. Yeah, because I'm short on the 3mm cotton, and I do have to order some. The Oh, see now Duchess says the Asgard. I'm voting Asgard. Never had the chance to vape an Elder Dragon. Okay, that's actually 2 votes for the Asgard. 2 votes for the Asgard. I got one right here. We can do this one real quick. I know. I don't know what coils are in these. I think these are a set of coils that Dan made. Neil Pitt says dragon. Dang. All right, we're at 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Add to as that iPhone. You are fired. See. Oh, lady 3. Okay, Elder Dragon 3. Elder Dragon is at 3. Asgard Mini 2. I bet you have some too now. What I need to do is see, I can't do a poll. Asgard, you're gonna need some heat to liven it up. All right, we're tied again. We're tied again. I next vote. How about that? The next vote that comes in is gonna be what we do. Gunny Whalen says Asgard, then send me the other dragon. Okay, that's 2 for the Asgard. All right, all right. Asgard is 2 up. Some, when you used to play. Now Neil says dragon. Well, he said, Neil voted twice. You guys, man. Elder Dragon. Oh, no, now the Elder Dragon's in the lead. Dragon. Okay. It was so close. It was so close. Maybe I'll test it on the Asgard afterwards and let Mao know. All right, we're gonna go dragon. I feel like the Elder Dragon. I was just about to do it, and then the Elder Dragon pulled it out. Why not both? Butt Shield V2. Let's do the Elder Dragon. It's nice and simple. Here, is this the empty one? No, this is the empty one because it doesn't have the cap on it. Let's get the cap on. Might as well throw the camera down. It's a real quick wick, but what are you gonna do? Where are my controls? Oh no, don't open. Oh, I almost accidentally hit the Discord. There we go. Boom. And boom. Maybe we'll wake up the Asgard afterwards. After we do after we do everything else. Because I didn't have like a second thing lined up to do tonight. Regarding my question in the yo-yo's, the answer seems to be no. I'm gonna peel a little bit off of here. Boom. All right. Had meatloaf, potluck, potatoes, and peas for dinner. Says sounds so good. That was pure panic. Yeah, yeah. Duchess says nothing accidentally gets sent to VT. Not even the people in BT want to be there. Yeah. Coffee mode engaged. Hell yeah. Advocate for Liberty said, Hadley is king, but Elder Dragon is a great companion. Well, and the reason that the Elder Dragon is so great is because it has that like X airflow. You see? Like the cap might be a little funny, but it has that X airflow. And if you position it like just right, you've got air coming in at all four corners, directed towards the center of the coil, uh, and right underneath it. So I mean, like you're maximizing the amount of airflow that's getting underneath all those areas of that coil, and airflow is the way that the airflow hits an atomizer, as well as like how condensed the chamber is what contributes to fantastic flavor. Uh, I want to use my profile RDTA in tank mode, filling it from my squank. It is impossible. Oh no, because it doesn't have a squonky, like a long squonk post. Where is my Oh, there it is. Tim says that's only 95% true, Duchess. Babies and elderly that don't know where they are seem okay with it. All right, just get that through. A little back and forth. I cut that a little bit long, and we'll snip that there. And that is actually not crimped. Not crimped. So we really don't even need to fluff this out. I mean, maybe we'll just give it a feathering. Boom, boom, boom. But we can literally just pop these wicks right in. Give it the old flip. Boom. And flip. Boom. Super simple. Nice and fluffy. Ready to rock. Ready to rock and roll. All right. Here we are. Breakfast blues. Nice little picture of some blueberry syrup dripping on some pancakes there. I know this is like is this a blueberry waffle? Is it a blue waffle now, or is it blueberry pancakes? Or is it like a blueberry waffle or a waffle pancake uh hybrid? Hot take. Where is phrasing to give Steve crap for cotton wastage? That that is all my wastage, and as a matter of fact, phrasing knows that I don't waste any cotton. It gets repurposed. Blue waffle, blueberry waffle pancake hybrid, little funnel cake hiding in the back end. Gotcha. Hope phrasing is okay. Been a minute since I've seen him. Yeah, I hope phrasing is all right too. He's been sick, and I hope he's healing up. Correct. Yeah, I know, Gunny. That they should have thought of that. They should have thought of that. Steve-O doesn't waste cotton. No, I don't. Ew, blue waffle. Uh, it all gets repurposed. It all gets repurposed. This I got a bag right here. There's proof. It all gets repurposed. After the live, I stuff it more into that bag. Geez, it was just a joke, Steve-O. Yeah, I know. So here we go. We're gonna give this a good shake. And a knuckle. Mmm. I can taste the blueberry jam. And the pancake. And the pancake. And because I've never actually had that pancake before, but how it was described to me was like the other brand's pancake, except a little darker. It's exactly how it comes through for me. Let's get a little drippy drip action on there. Oh, we got a load. Little pulse. We take cotton waste serious around here. Yeah. He hand spins into sweaters. Mouse says blue waffle. 2 girls, 1 dripper. Arrow mixer man. Uh, what? All the greats from back in the day. There you go. Frank says sounds delicious. Yeah, it does. We're gonna get a little crackle. And we're gonna get that nice and saturated. I don't know if you guys can hear that crackle, but there we go. We got our cap. This is our other cap. Also, hot take. Pancakes and waffles are the same exact thing. They're just cooked differently. Lady says, hold on. Let me get this. Let's get out of here for a second. There we go. I actually save up the little bits to use with nail polish removal. Works way better than cotton balls. Hell yeah, there you go. Paul says I waste cotton, but also get free cotton all the time when placing orders. Hell yeah, dude. Advocate for liberty. Waffle stomp can be a variation necktie. What? Oh, a variation next time. There you go. Duchess, he said he has a load in his blue waffle. Oh man. Paul says I didn't see the T-shirts when I placed my order, or would have grabbed one. They're not on the form yet. I don't know what's going on with them. Dan hasn't sent them to me yet. I don't know if he's planning on doing a separate form. What he's doing. The hats are available, but I know some people prefer a T-shirt over a hat. I get it. I'll make sure to let you know as soon as I know exactly what's going on with them, Paul. Don't make me laugh. It hurts. Tim says, "Oh, and we may have an even more appropriate into for mixing show next weekend. Still deciding if it's good enough. We have to run it by some of you in the group. Oh, okay. One has some Maillard reaction and crunch going on. A little more egg. One is cakey. They are not the same. They are cousins. I see. I mean, I guess homemade, right? But if you're just using like the mix, like I think you literally just mix them up the same, and like you throw one in a freaking waffle iron, and you cook one in a pan. He meant intro. Intro. It is bikini swimwear or nothing, Steve. Yeah, okay. Yeah, dude, Chris Collins wants basketball shorts. All right. Here we go, guys. You ready? Breakfast blues. Here we go. Cheers. Ooh. That's a nice bakery element right there. I can really taste that blueberry jam. It really comes through nicely. I can taste the funnel cake. I can taste the funnel cake for sure. A little bit. Okay, here's the thing. The blueberry comes through so nicely, which is surprising because this is such a rich, dense bakery layer. Like it is built to the nines. I remember seeing some drafts when Ma was working on this, and it is built like built uh like insanely built bakery layer. And it it's just like a breakfast bakery, like you said, like Mouse said, it's like a hybrid. Like I get funnel cake, I get pancake, and I get waffle. Um, but they all kind of come together and form this really deep, rich, dense bakery layer. There's texture there. It's hard to pull off bakery sometimes. You get sometimes like an element of it on the exhale. You can get maybe a little bit of texture. This is really deep, really rich. It's a tad on the darker side, but there's a brightness that pops from the blueberry. Even though like it's a little bit deeper of a blueberry flavor, there's still some brightness there. There's added sweetness, and I'm surprised how well the blueberry comes through with all the bakeries that are thrown at this thing. Definitely something that probably needed some steep time to really develop. That blueberry jam is a real grower. I can see why Mao said Asgard Mini, but man, the Elder Dragon just never ceases to amaze me with how well it represents flavors. That's fantastic. Oh man, hold on, we gotta do this. A little drippy. Oh yeah, like breakfast in a bottle, dude. Holy crap, Mel. Um, it's rich and it's like I said, yeah, rich is a really good descriptor word because it's just so dense and on the darker side. Um, like you really get like the crispy baked edge of of like a waffle, like golden brown, like crispy edges almost. Wait, what just happened? Why did that do that to me? That was weird. With a surprisingly present blueberry jam. I am shocked. That is delicious. Now, the fact that it's so rich and dense, um, it'll be interesting to see because sometimes things that are more rich, more dense like this, it's hard for me to continue vaping them as an all-day vape. But man, uh, I I could probably vape that all day, at least for a day. Maybe I might have to switch it up after a full day. But that's, dude, well done, Mao. Well done. I've been missing a lot of comments. This is one of my favorite mixes, he said. Uh, if it can go on the clutch, put it on the clutch. I don't feel like reaching for the clutch right now. And plus, it's only got a point .3 coil in it. Um, her JMW tassels. Uh, Tim says, Steve says, built Duchess talking about nipple covers. It combined in my head, and all I can think is a song collab. Duchess is built like a brick house. Yeah. Put JMW on a woman's bottom bikini for a dual meaning. Oh, there you go. There you go. Where did Duchess mention tassels? What are you talking about, Tim? I have JMW nipple covers. uh, I missed a bunch up here. Imagine the JMW logo over each nip. Never saw Duchess looking classier. Jeez. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up with everything, guys. You guys are a trip, though. You guys are a trip. What the fuck is wrong with you, Tim? I, I feel like we have to ask that question quite often. He's letting it all hang out. You shouldn't be allowed to text when you're high, Tim. Yeah. Duchess uses pillowcases for nipple covers. You guys are funny. Oh man, Chad is popping off tonight, man. You guys are great. Uh, pillowcases belong to your girl. What does that even mean? Uh, imagine Duchess is Mimi makeup from Drew Carey show. No, no. That's good. That's good. And I get the funnel cake for sure in there, and I know like that funnel cake definitely helps to create like it has like a really like it's an oily note, right? It's an oily note. And I tried to make a funnel cake once before, and I was running that. Um, I also had deep fried pastry dough in it, and it was a little much. It was a little much, right? That funnel cake. I know what you're talking about. I recognize the flavor, and it can be too much. This it's not. It's very very tolerable. It's like not overdone. Uh, imagine Duchess and Mimi makeup. Paul says I imagine we're all weirdos up in here. Yeah, very unique bunch. A very unique bunch. Mimi makeup wearing JMW bikini and dancing the brick house. Now you're just really putting the image all the way together. And I didn't really need that today, but I'll allow it, I guess. I'll allow it. Uh, why am I not having a hard time picturing Duchess and Mimi makeup? Uh, Same, same. Love you, Duchess, but she's right. Yeah, I could just keep on ripping on that, man. These two new liquids from Oz, especially if you like bakeries, uh, the coconut crunch, much lighter, a little more of like I'd say the coconut crunch is a little bit more of an all day vape. Not to say that I couldn't vape both of these all day, but I can see like myself getting like how like sometimes you just like need to take a break from something, not because it's bad, but just because it's so much. Um but both of these are freaking fantastic, Mal. They really are. Um I gotta say, I think I like the coconut crunch a little better just because it's a little lighter. And it's I don't they're both kind of nostalgic to me. You know what I mean? They both give me breakfast vibes though. But the fact that this gives me the honey O's vibes, I just think it's something that I can enjoy more often. You know what I mean? But they're both fantastic, Mao. You really crushed it with these ones. Um, I would say though, like if you're not like heavy into bakeries, I don't, you know, um, I don't know. It's still a good blueberry though. It's still a great blueberry, but it's hard to say. Like if you're not into bakeries, this one this one might be a little more rough on you. Want a great community to hang out in? Oh, there we go. Okay, there you go. Steve says he didn't need it as he is already writing the text in his head to get Duchess to come over and make it happen. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't take very long. I'd say that Duchess needs to charge extra for that visit. Yeah. um, Frank says I'm still on the God's grapes. Yes, yes. Um, I forget that because you got a 30 mil and those labels say God's grapes on it. I don't know why, because I think it fit better, or it's just an older label. It is technically called Grape God, but the label does say God's grapes. I totally forgot about that, Frank. Dude, I'm glad you're enjoying that, man. That's a JMW classic right there. A classic. Mouse says I have rich taste. Everyone loves the coconut so far, and I'm over here drinking breakfast blues. Yeah. I mean, you see me ripping away on it. QHB! Hola, overslept my nap. That's all right, QHB. Glad you were able to make it. Hope you're well rested. Sometimes you just need a good nap, you know? I think Nick called it Gape God. Yeah, yeah, Gape God. Yep, Gape God. He did. And also, uh, people started calling it grape goo. Gape God and grape goo. And I thought that was funny because I'm sure that it's actually been called grape goo just as a typo before, you know. Frank says vaping it now at the moment. Hell yeah, dude. So saying what's up to QHB. Naps are a very important part of the day. Yeah. And I mean, somebody who all day vapes a fairly heavy blueberry flavor, um, this is welcome. I was working on, and what I was trying to go for was like a blueberry nut muffin, right? And mind you, I didn't have any of the blueberry muffin flavors at the time. I only had cap nut muffin. And the problem with cat nut muffin is no matter how much you lower it, if you're trying to use it, like you can't lower it too much if you're trying to get the muffin from it, right? But it's so nutty. And I was trying to make essentially what was like a blueberry nut muffin stuffed with cheesecake with a crumble topping. And um, that nutty note kept on coming out and not completely destroying the blueberry, right? But it kept on really like flattening the blueberry on me after a steep. And it was there, but I just really wanted it to present a lot more up front than what it did, like up on the top. And this achieves that with the amount of bakeries that I know uh, had to go into this to make this rich and dense. Excuse me. The fact that the blueberry still stays so present on top is is pretty impressive. Actually, it's pretty impressive. I think it is. I think you're right. It's time for the wrenching. Let's see. Um, let's see. Where are we missing? We got uh Frank. Uh, who are we missing? We got Frank. We can get Dell. We can get Dell. Um, that way Dell can share his YouTube content channel if he wants. And are we missing anybody else? The wrenching! Yes, yes. Dell, feel free to share your content channel if you would like. And if he does, guys, go give him a follow. And I think that's it so far. I mean, I I think that's it. I think that's it. A couple of regular yo-yo's. Hell yeah. Makes sense to me. He says, "Whoa, Del Taco, huh? What? Yeah, there you go. Everybody, you get a wrench, you get a wrench, everybody gets a wrench. If you've ever been to AVS over on Legion's channel, it's kind of the same concept there, right? Pretty much, people continue to show up and come and hang out. Uh, although the difference is that like they don't like really talk a lot of DIY and share links and stuff like we do. Thank you. There you go, guys. Go give him a follow. I will be able to pull that up after the stream in the chat and give you a follow when we're done here tonight. Uh, awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I think that's it. So I could sit here and just rip on this and repeat myself over and over again, or we could get to our next build. And I'm going to be honest with you. We had this discussion about doing the full build for the first time together. Learning how to wick it makes for better content. Sometimes it's more fun. I can ask for suggestions, tips, all that stuff. But here's the thing is that like I didn't want to wait a whole week to vape this dwarf. I just didn't. So it already came with a 2.5 millimeter cherry bomb in it. It was all nice and cleaned. It might have not been the newest cherry bomb, right? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Chaos is here. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. And I don't. There we go. The wrenching. Since we are already doing the wrenching, and some of you, I don't know if you have what managing moderator means, but a couple of you have managing moderator abilities. One of you, I think, needs to be edited to that. I don't know what extra permissions that gives you, but a couple of you have been a huge help and on a weekly basis, and I thank you for that. Let's see. What am I missing? Everyone, make sure you give Nick a little extra love this week, sensing a touch of burnout, and he needs the positive recharge. Yeah. Yeah, shoot him a message. Shoot him a message. Just say what's up. Send him a funny meme or video or something. You know what I mean? I review mecha model kits. Yeah. Not exactly vape related, but cool. It is cool stuff. It is cool stuff. And Tim, I love watching that type of stuff, actually. And Tim screws with Birdie until he knocks him into the gutter. Yeah. I fell asleep while watching ABS the other night. Yeah, Chaos is here. Birdie showing off his chocolate starfish has nothing to do with me. Wait, did I instigate that? Yeah, probably. Changed my name to make it easier. There you go. All right, cool. I mean, you didn't have to, but I guess it does make it easier because what I start doing is rather than saying an advocate for liberty or Lady Liberty every time because I know their names, you know what I mean? Rather than continuing to call you Dark, I start calling you guys by your actual names. What did you miss? Oh, I gave we tasted Mao's Breakfast Blues. We tasted Mao's Breakfast Blues. And just to recap, it's a really rich, deep, dense breakfast bakery. You get pancake vibes. Waffle vibes. You get like a crispy golden brown edge from it. A touch of funnel cake, with a really nice present blueberry jam, and the blueberry jam holds steady. Surprisingly, it's really good if you like heavy bakeries. It's really good. But now we're going to pivot over into the dwarf, and like I was saying, it came with that 2.5 millimeter cherry bomb in it, so I had to try and wick it up. However, the way that it's set up is you cannot change the airflow without removing the coil, and it had So it comes with a dual. This version comes with a dual 2.5 millimeter airflow pin. I think it might come with a dual 2 millimeter airflow pin as well. And then you can purchase a dual 3 millimeter airflow pin. I don't know if I could really call it a pin because it's not a pin. I'll show you here in a second. Um, and it had the dual 2 millimeter in there. It was a little too, well, it was too restricted for the coil that was in there. I wicked it up. And I think I underwicked it the first time. It was flooding on me. But even when I did have it wicked correctly, the amount of airflow coming in could not keep up with the amount of heat that the coil was producing, even if I turned the wattage down. The tank was getting super hot. So I took the coil out. I put the 3 millimeter pin in with the 2.5 millimeter coil. It was a lot more airy that way, but I got it wicked correctly. It was fantastic. So I spent some time really dialing this in, right? I spent some time really dialing this in. Then I tried the 2.5 millimeter, um, and I settled on the 3 millimeter. And then what I did was I went with a 3 millimeter cherry bomb. I had a cherry bomb that was in the Odd Job RVA. That thing is a bitch for me to wick. I didn't want to do a brand new coil. That one I was probably only wicked up and used a couple times, right? So I took that out of there and I installed it into here with the dual 3 millimeter airflow. And then I also learned that you kind of have to push your coil down further. Kaz actually recommended to me push the coil down further, and it would get rid of this whistle. No matter what, I kept on getting the whistle. The only way I was able to get rid of the whistle was to slam it down so far. It kind of negated the fact that it had the most open airflow in it, so I had to raise it up a little more. The darn thing has a whistle to it, but let's kind of take a look at it. Um, the coil's still in there. I was like, it's vaping so perfect, right? So what I think I might do is I think I might take the coil out to kind of show you the deck a little bit more closely, but then I'm just going to put the darn thing right back in there. Will this tilt down more? Yeah, there we go. Boom. All right. LT is here. She, I think. Um, Steve showed off the new JMW bikini, even modeled it. Unfortunately, it was only live. It will be edited out. That's funny. Gently push the like button or get some aggression out and hit it. Thank you, LT. Bummer, I missed that. Our power went out. Oh, that sucks, dude. Kerplop, what's up, dude? What's up? It's always available on the replay. Also, shout out to the replay crew. Um, the replay crew is continuing to grow and commenting more. I super appreciate that. You guys freaking make my entire week when I see the new comments on the replay. I know we missed Paul Cole last week. He was replay crew. What's that? Is that KJ? Yo, yo, gents. Yo, what's up? What is up? Does that say KJ? Welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It. Glad to have you. You just missed the wrenching, but if you continue to show up and hang out, you eventually get one. That's why you'll see everybody has one. But let's see, just so there's no confusion. Let's see. They go on the feet, not the ass. Gently push or lick the like button, says Tim. Kerpop says he always does a nice Buffalo Bill. Tell says I got busy at work. The Dvarw DLFL. And it's actually already built, but I am going to take the coil out so you can see it, the deck more closely. I just didn't see a reason in putting a brand new coil in when this one has plenty of life left in it and was vaping so great. And hopefully I'm able, the way that the legs are bent, I should be able to just kind of get it in there the same way. But let's take it out actually, so you guys can see kind of how this thing functions. Gotcha. I'm watching one way or another. Awesome. Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. Just rework. Yeah. Oh, rewick is probably what she meant. Well, I just kind of want to show you how this thing functions. It's not going to be difficult to pop that right back in. So this is what I'm talking about. It's got these airflow pins, quote unquote, if you will, right? They're more like discs, and they sit directly under the coil. There are also single airflow options that don't have the dual hole. This is the most wide open one. And as you can see, it's the same right here. You can just unscrew this right here. Oh, that's not the right one. You can just unscrew this right here to pop them out. They just pop right out, and you can swap them. Maybe if you lift your coil enough, you might be able to get them out without removing the coil. But I don't know. I don't know, because it sticks up a little bit in your very limited space. But we're gonna stick with this. I'm just gonna pop this back in here. We'll re-glow it real quick. But pretty much, oh, let's make sure not to forget the focus. Kennedy is airflow. Yeah. Let's just get that right back in there. Basically, I mean, you would install it with your leads in there. And this is the FL, the DLFL. The FL stands for facelift. One of the changes is the OG didn't have these little ledges on the outside here to hold your coil in. And also, the posts weren't offset. They were like directly straight across from each other. But even if you were to install it with your leads already in, your leads still intact, you would just try to get it centered and clamp it down. Oh, hold on. I just want to make sure that it stays centered where I had it. We'll just kind of hold that in. Boom. All right. Now, you want to make sure, especially, I'm going to kind of, that kind of stretched my legs out a little bit, or stretched my wraps out a little bit. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to loosen this one up, kind of push on it to let it come back a little. All right. Hold on. It's not quite as perfectly centered as it was, but I think we'll get it back. We'll get it back real quick. Oops, almost pushed the button. All right, yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, so when you initially install it, your leads are going to be straight across, right? It's going to be sitting up a little higher. So you do kind of want to give it a little push down And I just want to make sure, basically, so your coil rod rests on the edges of the deck here is kind of what I found. And that's pretty perfect right there. It's still sitting pretty much right where it was before, right? And when you cut your leads, you really want to make sure, obviously, like this one can kind of poke out a touch, and it's not going to like touch anything. But this one here, you really want to make sure that you get close. You'll see how that peak insulator is sitting right there. You want to make sure your lead doesn't extend out past that, and you'll see why a little later. Basically, there's like a little like peak cap that sits around the deck, and there's like a little cutout that has to rest right there in that spot. And I'm just going to glow this real quick just to make sure that like I didn't create any hot spots. And wicking on this thing is pretty interesting. Yeah. Kerplop was the OG FOF's follower. Bought the one and only lifetime subscription. Damn you, Ploppy. I wanted that. Kerplops has got the Matte Black Asgard V2 37mm to nest on the Matte Black Republic. Oh, hell yeah. 8mm juice well. Dude, that's a lot. 0.07 NI90 says Paul Cole. Aliens and the Blaze Dual RDA. Let's go, dude. So yeah, let me just give this a glow real quick. Reading right where it should. Well, it's a little lower than it should. This is a 3mm cherry bomb, by the way. Pendulum coil. Shout out to Jared. Just want a little quick glow, only at like 15 watts, just to make sure that it's still staying even. Because I did fumble with the coil a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if you can see kind of how the legs are kind of curved a little bit. Gosh darn it. There we go. That's about the extent that you would lower your coil. Obviously you can slam it down, right? Kaz said slam it all the way down and it'll get rid of that whistle. But when I did that, it did get rid of the whistle, but it restricted the airflow so much it almost didn't seem like dual 3mm anymore. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 3mm FDH cotton. I'm going to cut it a little long. You kind of have to cut it a touch longer for this. I'm going to peel a little bit off, maybe not quite as much as I did for the Elder Dragon, but I want to peel like some slivers off here. Just because I don't want it to snag my coil. All right. And this is definitely a very, very interesting wicking technique. It's kind of, it's like troll dowel, right? Well, it's definitely like a troll dowel. I'm going to try something that I didn't do last time. Last time I didn't thin my cotton out quite as much. I'm going to try to thin the ends out a tad before doing like the whole troll dowel thing. Because it seemed like fluffing it up afterwards was a little bit more of a challenge. I'm going to do this little back and forth kind of thing here just to try to we'll see. We'll see how crackly it can be. All right. I'm going to cut that about there. Boom. And I'm going to thin this out just a tad because 2.5mm cotton without thinning it out at all was actually pretty perfect. Okay, I guess that's more than a tad. But you'll see why. It kind of makes it a little easier when we get in here. So I want to thin this out. I just want to try it. Hopefully, I'm not screwing myself by doing this, but I don't think so. All right. And then where's that piece? So here's the piece that goes over it. You'll see that on that side, there's a little indicator. And that's what lines up with the peak insulator. There is a little cutout right there. And you'll see how it's like very, very particularly shaped. And it's made to sit right there where that insulator pops out and locks it right into place. So we kind of just want to pull these up, put that over our wicks. Can we do it? Can we? There we go. Come on. It's very, very particular. There we go. We're in. We're in, we're in, we're in. Now I kind of want to get my wicks separated from each other here. I kind of scrunched them together. There we go. And then I just want to cut them just a little bit above here. Maybe about there. Keeping them separated is a challenge. Get them kind of even. All right. And then I just kind of want to just fluff them a little bit. This is why I thinned them out a bit though, because the last time I didn't, and it was a little bit of extra cotton to try to get in here. But this is where it's kind of going to be tricky to show you on camera, because what I try to do is, gosh darn it, this is where an overhead view would be really, really good. Is kind of flip this up and down in. Like that. And then just start trying to tuck it down and around. You kind of want it spread out. And then if that pokes out of that edge at all, I'll take these little guys here and kind of tuck it in, but towards the bottom. So it's sitting on that deck. And then I kind of want to pull up to make sure that it's or just kind of like go around and fluff around there to make sure that it's not like pushed down too far. You want to be able to see just a little bit of like light coming in just at like the top right there, just the top. You want kind of like just a little bit of like light showing through just at the top of where that wick sits. So the liquid has a place to kind of come in and saturate that juice or saturate that cotton. And you kind of want it spread out across if you can, because it gives it the ability to hold more liquid and stay saturated. If you can kind of push this back a touch from that side. But you want to make sure that it isn't too much of an opening at the top there. Just enough where you can see a little light coming through. It's very, very particular. You look, okay. Oh, so that's how you wick it, huh? Yeah. I got a jet. Oh, I forgot to put the focus back. Yeah, it's very particular. And it takes a little bit of time and patience, but it's still way easier. Needs more speed holes, yeah. And it's like I'm kind of like almost like accidentally putting speed holes in it by poking at it, but not really. I'm just trying to fluff it around a bit. So then I'm going to do this one. I might have thinned that one out a little too much. It's hard to get it on camera without a top-down view. Poke, poke, poke. Kind of poke that edge again. Down. What? Oh, shoot. There's some cotton that got stuck, I think. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab that. All right, there we go. It kind of got stuck. That's all right. Poke it just to make sure that it's sitting down there. And again, just kind of delicately poke at it just so it's kind of fluffed. I want it, damn. There we go. Want that edge sitting towards the bottom. It was kind of like poked up. It's hard to explain, and it's hard to do on camera without a top view. But I want to pull that up just a tad. I want to poke at it just so like I said, you want to be able to see a little bit of light shining through, because I noticed if you don't, the liquid doesn't flow in as easily when you're puffing on it. But I think we got it. Hopefully my cotton is fluffy enough still, and I didn't thin it out too much. And now we wet it. All right. So there we go. This is what we're looking at. And this is why I didn't have anything else kind of lined up specifically, just in case this took a little bit of time. There's a little bit of like sloppiness. I don't know if you can see that little bit of light coming in from the top. But that's what we're looking at. Obviously, there's a couple of stragglers floating around. Not always the prettiest wick. Oh yeah, it did space those out a little bit. Darn. Oh well. Hopefully it still crackles nice. And I've been vaping, oh my god, it's blueberry in this for all week pretty much. But I've been waiting for this moment. We got a blueberry liquid in the lineup now, thanks to Mao. Darren, have a good night. I've been dying to try the Don in here. So I also am kind of getting sick of saturating this with my big ass freaking huge, oh my god, it's blueberry bottle. So I'm just going to kind of get the coil wet to start and pulse it. You want to very, very gently drip liquid on there and pulse it as you drip it, because the airflow is directly underneath it. If you just dump liquid in there, it's going to drop right around that coil and fall in. And oh yeah, also there's only one airflow hole on the one side there. It's going to drop straight down and it's just going to start pouring right out of there. So you just kind of want to pulse it as you're dripping it first. Get that coil saturated. I'm going to turn my wattage up a bit. And then what I do is I tip it one way, saturate the cotton, let it soak in, then I tip it the other way, saturate the cotton. And then once it's wet, I OCD it a little more. Make sure I can see that light coming in. You can see it a little bit better. Once the cotton's wet. Oop. Don't. These things are so pointy. It wants to pull the cotton up with it. There we go. I don't know if you can see the light coming in. Maybe a little bit. You see that little edge of light? But yeah. All right. Let's it's not giving me the crackle that it used to, damn it. That's all right. Doesn't need to crackle that intensely. It's still going to vape awesome. All right. Now this is very important. I keep on forgetting the darn focus. Sorry, guys. This piece right here, that looks good. I want to vape it. OCD that cotton. This piece right here. This tank actually comes with a card that says never forget, with a picture of this on there. You have to put this on here, because that's what your chimney connects to. And if you don't, if you fill your tank and screw that tank section on without putting that on there, your liquid's just going to dump into the deck and flood. You're going to lose, hey, excuse me, come on, and lose everything. I totally forgot that I had a mix planned for tonight, but oh well. All right. So there's that. Done. I didn't put the tank sections back together yet. Oh, just because I wanted to show you. There's that. Put your glass on. Boom. And then screw that into there. And there's your tank section. And sometimes it helps to tighten it all the way up by screwing it on first, making sure that it's tight together. Boom. And it's bottom fill. Also, you want to make sure when you take it off, you get it in that spot. And this is really cool. It's a really quick 1, 2, boom. But it's bottom fill. So we just kind of fill it up. Try not to drip it down the center of that chimney, or if it's just going to drip straight through. Which I just got a little bit in there. I was only going to go halfway, but I think we'll be fine. Flip this guy. 1, 2, boom. Drip tip. Oh, you'll probably see bubbles already starting to come up. Boom, 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 boom. Drip tip. Preliminary toot. There's bubbles. It's definitely not crackling anymore. But that's perfectly fine. It's still gonna vape great. If I can get this off the darn thing without, come on, without screwing the tank off. Oh, come on, dude, really? There we go. Nope. What the heck? Where's that one little tool? Maybe this will work. I don't know. There we go. Got it. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Grim. What's up, dude? And let's bring this out. There's the Shift Plus. Really cool DNA 60 21700 side by side. Get that spun on there. It's cool. The airflow lines up perfectly in that one spot. That's going to be important for later. And there we go. The Dvarw. On the Shift Plus. Let's vape this sucker, huh? I think I lost a little bit of my crackle, but it is what it is, guys. Because I took that coil out and messed with it. Autofocus. All right. Yeah, so it's a bit of a chore to try to do on camera and explain everything, but it's a tinkerer's RDA in my or RTA in my opinion. But man, is it worth it? This thing really freaking packs some flavor. I'm gonna turn that up to 37 watts. A little bit of Don's bourbon cream. Here we go. I think is it leaking? No. I don't know where that liquid came from. All right, here we go. Cheers. And you're going to hear the whistle. Hear that little bit of whistle? Like I said, I can get rid of it if I slam the coil down further, but then it kind of negates the fact of having the most wide open airflow. That's why I said it's kind of perfect that the airflow lines up here, because if I put my finger here and just cover the tiniest little edge of that airflow hole, hold it like this, the whistle goes away. And I'm going to tell you what, I was a little bummed at first that wasn't crackling as much as it was before I broke it down and cleaned it to do the stream. But holy crap, the airflow, how smooth it is, and the flavor from this thing, woo! Freaking delicious, dude. I have been looking for a good single coil for a long time, and I feel like I finally found my one. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I'm sure I am behind on some comments. Grim is now here. Hello, dude. It's so great to see you. Glad you were able to make it. He's yo Duchess. Saint yo. Let's see. The need for knurling is yeah. That's true. I kind of want one of these, but I have a Type 1 GT4S coming. See, yeah, and I mean, I think as much as I never tried a GT4S, but as much as like people talk about it, like, and then a lot of people put like a lot of praise on this RTA, I feel like they're kind of like at the same level. You know what I mean? This is basically like a slightly remastered direct lung version of the Dvarw that Nick has. They didn't change a lot on it, and this one's 24 millimeters, and you can get larger pins for it. Del San Yo Yoy. Been stalking sites for a clone DL, but they're all MTL. All the clones are MTL. I hear the whistle, says Grim. Yeah, whistles like a P22 in single coil. Yeah. She's whistling Dixie. Yeah, whistle while you vape. Do 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 do. I'll put up with some whistle for a good ass vape. Yeah, it vapes so great. Uh, and I'm not getting the crackle I was before, but I feel like it's wicking a little bit better than it was my last time wicking it. And I have been dying to try the Don in this, and it is delicious. Maybe a little crackle, but it's just so smooth. Also, this isn't the drip tip that it came with. I put the drip tip in there so it was a little taller. If you look, it's a 40.5 millimeter tank, and the drop from up here down to the 510 is 43 millimeters, but there's a bevel, and there's a ledge right there, the bottom of that bevel, and the tank pretty much rests right where that bevel is. So I put the little bit of taller drip tip on it, and it just makes it perfect for me. I'm so happy with this device. I was so stoked to be able to find it together, like for a heck of a deal. Basically got the tank and the mod for the price that just one or the other would have been. Stick a little piece of cotton in the corner of the airflow. Yeah. Somebody did suggest that to me before, but like it's actually not uncomfortable to hold it like this. Getting bubbles every time I take a little toot. Oh yeah. This is like max level toot life right here. I don't know. Just I'm not a big RTA guy. You guys know I love my squonkers. And I've just been like dreaming of an RTA, like specifically a single coil RTA that excels in like a little bit higher ohm build that I can run on a DNA 60, where you can get these nice, like really nice extended long draws from. Beautiful. Super smooth. The whistle means it's bougie. Yeah. Is that like battery rattle? Is that like battery rattle? Dell says, jelly. Vaping some double barrel right now? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we tasted one of Mao's new liquids tonight. Blue breakfast blues. It's like a blueberry waffle pancake funnel cake type of thing. And yeah, it's a really dense, like rich bakery, but there's just so much like I'm surprised at how much blueberry I still get from it. Mm-mm. That and his coconut crunch, two new liquids coming from Malmix. Forget about it. I gotta catch up, man. I gotta put something new out soon. Been working on a few things. I thought you loved root beer. Yeah, Duchess hates root beer. Del says I've seen a Type 1 GT4 clone in stock, but yeah. Hey, Ronnie, have a good night. Oh my God, the Don. Yeah, the Don was the first e-liquid I ever vaped, and I'm happy that it's back. A little bummed out about the gold leaf thing. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. A little bummed out about that situation, but I'm happy. I am happy that the Don is back. Um, I got myself 5 bottles coming soon. Yeah, we gotta fix that drip tip 510 I got you. I like this drip tip. I don't know why you hate this one so much. This is the one that I had on my billet box before. I like it. I mean, I'm always happy to get new drip tips, of course. No more cream cake for you, Mao. Yeah, no. I mean, that one will work, but it could work better, just saying. I did try putting a couple of the other drip tips that you sent me in here, and the 510 like base, it's just a little too wide. Like I can't fit it in. I can't fit them in there. Thank you for that, Duchess. Kaplav says I'm putting a Mod Father with the glass cap on the Military Green Republic. Looks sick. Yeah, yeah. This isn't wicked up right now. We did this last week, the Asgard 30 millimeter. There's another one of Strode's drip tips. And it's a honker, but proportionally, it's beautiful. I definitely got to get that wick back up and set up uh, sometime in the next day or two here. I have been, dude, the only reason that that's not set up right now is just because it needed to be rewicked, and I just didn't have time. That Republic has been in my hand so often that when I first got this, going back to like a little bit lower wattage vape, it was like a shock. It was a shock because I've been ripping that Asgard at 120 watts all week. If it doesn't fit, spit on it. Yeah. Del says, Steve, we need to work out a trade or something to get you the just try it tip and type 2. Yeah, I know. I've never got to try the type 2. I'm not the biggest fan of longer drip tips, but I would like to try a just try it drip tip. I would definitely like to at least try one because that, just try it. Man, that's delicious. I feel like the cotton is expanding a little bit and the wicking is slowing down. But you remember like what I was showing you guys about like poking around that little edge to make sure just a tiny little sliver of light is coming through? Uh, the fact that it's a bottom fill tank actually makes it easy to just screw that off, tip the tank upside down, and I can pop that cap off and just kind of poke around in there a little bit and fix it, and it'll be fine. I don't know. It's still vaping great. It just seems like the wicking slowed down just a tad. You know how cotton expands. Republic Stubby has been the go-to combo for me, says Mao, and the new Stratus is getting a ride tomorrow. Lunch break time. Dill says, I'll be back, fellas. Yeah, dude. Have a good lunch. I don't know. We got about 30 minutes left, so I usually go until about 9:30. Um, so now that actually I forgot to do the mix because I was going to mix a liquid, a recipe that I wanted to share. Actually, I was going to take an old recipe and I was going to show you guys how I changed it, or we could pick another setup to wick up. I have all the flavors out to be able to do the mix, but if you guys would rather see something else be set up, we can do that instead. It's up to you. Kerplop says my wife wants a Wasp Nano on her Purple Republic. mm, looks like an AIO. Hell yeah, dude. Mix. All right. Um. Also, I need a little crackle real quick. There we go. A little crackle. Um. Let's see. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way because we're gonna have room for our bottles. You guys want to see a mix? I already actually created this recipe, but I didn't adapt it. I kind of wanted to show you guys my thought process behind it. I know we got a bunch of fellow DIYers in the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this V3. This is the white chocolate raspberry V3. White chocolate raspberry cheesecakes are like have been a passion project of mine. About every year or so, after vaping a ton of it, I just feel like it's time for a change. Like I get new flavors in. I want to try a different approach. And not that like the older versions were bad, but I just kind of, you know, it's just time. I just didn't get in the mood for something along the same lines of the same profile, but a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is oh, that's the wrong button. Present, share screen. Nope. Yep, that one. We don't need audio. And share. Bring this out just a tad more. All right. So hopefully you guys can see that. Pulses, I'll be back. I got to run out the road. All right. Kind of wanted to bring you a little bit into my mind and how like I would take a recipe and kind of change it a little bit. Well, actually, I think we changed this one a little bit more than a bit. So this was the V3. I'm not going to take it all the way back to the V2. There's a whole big long list or a long description of my thought process on how I got to this version. All right. And what I found is that after letting a batch of this steep for a full year, it was delicious. I enjoyed it for a full year. I just finished the last little bit of my last batch last week. But it doesn't really vape like a cheesecake. And that isn't necessarily like the worst part about it, but like every now and again, like I would get like this little bit of dryness. And while this raspberry is like raspberry gummy candy, raspberry jam from Noms, did hold up quite well through the steep. I felt like this right here, the Cheesecake Olympus and the strawberry cheesecake from Wonder Flavors weren't contributing to the recipe quite how I thought they were. So what I wanted to do is show you how I adapted this, because I think they were contributing to the dry note. Uh, if I have to go edit video, big love, Steve-O. Thanks for the stream, man. Yeah, dude, thanks for popping in, Nick. Love you, brother. Hope you're able to get your video edited. Great to see you, dude. I'll see you tomorrow on the fiddle. I'm back. Had to get dinner. Says QHB. Awesome. So, I already have this made, but I'm going to basically do this just so you guys can see the process. We're going to go to 20 milliliters. All right. So this was the culprit, one of the culprits. We took that out, right? And then we took this out. All right. Definitely took those out. And actually, I've got a ton of a new raspberry, and I ended up taking, come on, that out as well. All right. I've got a ton of this raspberry, or I'm sorry, premium premium raspberry, a ton of it, and I wanted to make use of it. And what I did was, I don't know, a lot of people use this at 1%. I like to turn it up, but I don't really think 250 is necessary, and you'll see why. The raspberry jam also doesn't need to be this high. What I did was I turned it down to one and a quarter. And the reason why was because instead of the strawberry cheesecake, I wanted to incorporate another raspberry. And because this is supposed to be like a more of a creamy, type of raspberry white chocolate vape, I have this other flavor from Noms, raspberry custard from Noms. And what I did was I put that in at 2%, because that also carries a really nice raspberry note, but it's all, it's a raspberry flavored custard. It's going to add to the cheesecake base the way that similarly to how I thought the strawberry cheesecake was contributing to that recipe. So there is my raspberry layer right there. I just wanted to switch that up a little bit. I was in the mood for a different raspberry. It was a touch too sweet, not too much, so I lowered the sweetness a tad. The white chocolate Flavora, awesome chocolate, or white chocolate. White chocolate VSO, also an awesome white chocolate. They go together very, very well. However, this white chocolate VSO, I'm trying to conserve it for some other recipes. I don't want to constantly be always using it in every single recipe. I wanted to try something new. A white chocolate that I heard also pairs well with the white chocolate Flavora, but something that I haven't tasted before in a mix. So white chocolate base by Vape Train, same percentage. Another reason is because I have a ton of it here. Like literally have a 120 of it. Might as well make some use of it. The Yes Sweet Cheesecake, we wanted to turn up. All right, because this is a cheesecake after all. So we want to turn that up. This is one of the best cheesecakes, in my opinion. VSO Red Raspberry Raw is amazing in bakeries. Yeah, I don't have that one though. Love would be good too. I agree. It probably would be. I've heard great things. I don't know if I have that one. I've got a huge box. I got several boxes of stuff that Dan sent me that I haven't completely gone through and listed yet. but I definitely wanted to try that one. So yeah, Yes Sweet Cheesecake. It's a great anchor for cheesecake vapes. Um, Earlier we took out the Cheesecake Olympus. I wanted I wanted to use another cheesecake instead, and this is one that was in the Samoa cheesecake we did a couple weeks ago. It's a little more rich, it's more smooth, it's more tangy. A much better representation of a cheesecake, in my opinion, than the Olympus. The Olympus is great in certain recipes to add some like some thickness, some texture, um, but it's more of a no bake cheesecake. That's kind of how I would describe it. More like a no bake cheesecake. This is your classic New York style cheesecake from Perillum. The Perillum, uh, it's kind of like Cap New York cheesecake, if you're familiar with it, but better. It's better. It's a better all around cheesecake. It doesn't have the off note that sometimes I get from the Cap New York cheesecake. It's it's really smooth and it's really rich. It's much more rich. And I wasn't sure where I wanted to use it at. It was pretty good at 2% in the Samoa cheesecake. Sometimes I take it to 3%, I think it can be a little much. So I decided let's go in the middle at 250. And then I said to myself, that looks pretty good. However, one last piece de resistance that I'm hoping works the way that I imagine it will. In the Samoa cheesecake, it needed a chocolate crust because it was a Samoa cheesecake, chocolate, caramel, coconut. I really liked the way that flavor tasted. And I said, this is a white chocolate cheesecake. Uh, we always go graham crust. You know what I mean? Always go graham crust. But I said, I bet that chocolate crust might pair well with the white chocolate pairing. It's not a very heavy chocolate. It is almost like a graham, but like a chocolate flavored graham, but it has like this unique butteriness to it that I think is really going to complement the white chocolate. I'm hoping it does. So uh, chocolate cookie, chocolate cookie crust. Where are we at? Yeah, we're gonna leave it at 2%, and we're gonna change this to V4. Boom. All right. Oh, also, let's go hashtag wiki for Wickin It and Kickin It. Let's save it real quick. Actually, I don't want to erase that yet. Let's save it. Make sure that it did get saved as an adaptation. Yes. Edit. We're going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to write all new notes. Oops, backspace. I'll write all new notes later. Let's put that at 10 for now. And we're just going to make this public. And I will update the notes. Boom, we'll make it public. And I'll just update my notes later. Actually, real quick. Adapted and mixed Come on, no. Mixed live on Wickin It and Kickin It. Boom. Good enough. We'll edit it later. So there is our new version. Yes, there's a lot in it, but there was a lot going on in the other one too. Set it off! Yeah. Hell yeah, Kerplov. And we got about 18 minutes left. Does that chocolate crust is going to 100% change it up. Yeah. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something a little different, man. So I am going to set everything up. I have these flavors already ready to go. Let me just set up my scale, and we're gonna mix it real quick before we finish the stream tonight. Let's get a little vape. Man, that Dawn is so good. And this is just you know, I know not everybody is as experienced at DIY. Not everybody is familiar with, you know, as much of this as some other people are. Beautiful with raspberry too. Yeah, thank you, man. I know a couple people have asked for a little bit deeper dive into the thought process, and I thought I would at least start giving it an attempt when we do these mixes on the show. Hopefully, I explain that enough. I don't want to go too deep into it because we're starting to run short on time. But there was a bit of a request for that, so I have that set up on my phone. Let me just get everything out. It only takes a minute to mix these up. Boom. Where is that bottle? Oh, there it is. Bam. Custard, then jam. Super sweet. And I did a 20 instead of a 15 just because sometimes it's a little easier to get those percentages in. White chocolate, guess we cheesecake, and our empty bottle. Hopefully I can, and let's just point that down there so you can see what I'm doing. I never tried to DIY, says Frank. It's a brand new limitless world, Frank. Yeah, it really is. It really is. And if you're ever interested in it, you know, let us know. Like, there's so many people here that can help. Actually, real quick. Perfect. 200. All right. Let's get started. Let's start with our cookie crust. I know these don't always focus, but I like to show them. Why not? Cookie crust from Wonder Flavors. 0.40 grams. And one more drop. Nope. Now one more drop. Sometimes the scale is like, F you, dude. Perfect. Toss that in our box. New York cheesecake perillum. 0.50 grams. Little premium raspberry. This is just the drop of the iceberg. I got a 500 ml of this flavor. Every mix is a learning curve. It 100% is. I might try it one day. Duchess says, yummy. Yes, sweet cheesecake is one of my favorites. Hell yeah. Hardest part is accepting your failure. That's true. Yeah, I got a 500 ml of this. Bull City had it on clearance for 50% off. I couldn't resist because I heard the flavor might be discontinued, but so far it hasn't been. 0.40 grams. Toss that in there. Raspberry custard from Noms. Some of these flavors I really want to get larger bottles of from Noms next time I order from them. That smells yummy. Same 0.40 grams. I went a little bit. Oh no, 0.41. Not bad. Went a little. I thought I went to 0.43. It's not too far over, but you know, accuracy. Raspberry jam, and this I lowered because I didn't really think you needed too much of it. You really just need enough for the additional raspberry note that it brings, and it will help take the rest of the raspberries and make them jammy as well. 0.25. Boom, boom, boom. 0.26 will do it. Whoa, see now? Gosh darn it. 0.27 will do. Super sweet. This is the reason why I went to 20. I've returned. It can get expensive and take up space, but it's so worth it. Yeah, that's true, Plobby. Welcome back, Del. This is the reason why I went to 20, because sometimes dripping only like 0.08 or something from a big bottle is difficult, but we're going to try here to do 0.12 grams. One, boom, boom, bam. 0.12 on the money. All right. Flavora white chocolate at 0.30 grams. Come on. Sometimes you got to tap your scale. There we go. This new big honkin' bottle of white chocolate base, also at 0.30 grams. Hopefully this works as well as the VSO. I love that VSO and Flavora pairing, but I've got so many white chocolates, I figure I might as well start trying to utilize more of them. And yes, we cheesecake from Inawera. 0.60. I'm over here mixing with the 10 mLs. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I got plenty of 10 mLs. Usually we do the mix earlier, but I got ahead of myself and started going right into the tank. All right. Some VG, 17.66. No, no, stop dripping. We did it. These bottles sometimes like to frickin' give you an extra little splooge. Do you have SSA raspberry syrup, Sivo? I do. I do have that one. 2.42 grams of PG. I like it, but I don't quite like it in bakeries that I don't know. It's been a while since I've used it. Maybe I could revisit it. Come on. There we go. Close enough. There we go. And because I am an adult who likes flavors, a little bit of additive. Oh, oh, that bottle's almost empty. Gotta refill it. And there we go. And that's gonna do it for that. And because them's the rules, everybody says you gotta stare directly into the camera while you shake it. I get a really odd dirt note from it. Goes away after about 2 weeks, but it's super strange. It's not my favorite raspberry, dude. I like the premium so much better. Um, Something about the raspberry syrup and Inawera raspberry, the Molina, I don't particularly always care for in bakeries, especially cheesecakes. I'm looking back. Yeah. Also, I always like to shout out Slater. Slater's the one that always calls me out on this when we're in the hangs and I'm mixing, and he says, "You're not looking into the camera." And there we go. I'm just gonna give this a little knuckle. We're not gonna vape this tonight. It does still taste. It has it still has that similar vibe, right? Always has like the similar vibe. There's of course there's several of the same flavors in it than there was in the V3, but subtle differences. And as it steeps, it's definitely going to develop into a more unique version of what it was, I think. Um, mm. I really pick up that raspberry jam too. It really does a number on helping like sweeten up those other raspberries and thickening them up. The white chocolate, the cheesecake, those elements, they'll start to come through as they develop longer. Um, Duchess, oh, I'm just not a raspberry person. Yeah, not everybody is. Um, Duchess says if we couldn't see you right now, I would swear that you were doing something else hearing you shake that bottle. Yeah. um, and I'll get the scale out of the way. Tim says been listening, but pinned by rabbit. Yeah, this is hopefully, hopefully this works out the way that I hope. Um, at the very least, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be good enough to vape this whole bottle. You know what I mean? Very rarely do I make a mix that I don't at least vape the whole tester of these days. However, I will say last night I was experimenting with a mango lemonade, and I, eh, eh, I knew better than to use candied mango, but uh, we were talking about it a couple. I was talking about it a couple nights ago with Tim, thinking that it would be a good one to try. Uh, I just can't get into that flavor. Also, I think I went too high on the lemonade, and I don't know. Maybe it'll smooth out. But that one that I made last night, that is one that I don't know. I might not be able to vape the whole thing. We'll see. I'm gonna try and make a rum raisin, says Deli Liquid. I've had one from Wicked Liquor. Oh, yeah, raisin is rough, says Kerplop. Feel good plums can really help. They can. Dude, I love plums, man. I only have the plum purple from Wonder Flavors, but man, is it tasty. Uh, Premium raspberry is king. The other two from Noms are great. Asia themes, Wonder Flavor, Natural. A few. Plums, bro, so good, says Dell. Oh, as is. As is. Damn it, autocorrect. Plum custard. I did. Let me see if I can find this. I want to do some more work on this one. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, come on. Where is that little X? There's usually, there it is. X. Boom. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, come on. It needs work. That not gonna find it in that folder. Let's go to public. Maybe back here. Oh, I'm freezing up. Stop freezing on me. Here it is. Queen of Puddings. This was supposed to be like a strawberry plum, like a custard with like a strawberry and plum jam layer and a meringue topping. And it's pretty darn tasty. But and like I thought this pudding base technically is the right call for this type of recipe. This Queen of Puddings is a real life thing over in Europe, in England, I think, the UK, and it's more of a bread pudding, and that's what like the pudding base brings. But it needs to be lowered. It needs to be lowered, I think, because I don't know, it just kind of gets off-putting if I don't use it low and dries out mixes. I felt like it was taking away too much from the plum, but I want to work on this one because man, it's got some serious potential. But yeah, you brought that up. I figured I'd show it. Get out of there. All right. Uh, Plum purple is the best plum in my opinion. Yeah. Can you send me that link, bro? Pudding base is bread. Yeah, it's bread pudding. Yeah, exactly, exactly. What link? Let me know. Um, the link to the recipe or which recipe is what I'm guessing. But guys, we are past 9:30. Uh, thank you for everybody. It says we still have 17 people here. I know a lot of people start to get quiet and are listening towards the end of the stream. Okay, yeah, I will. 100%. 100%. Dave used pudding base as pudding accidentally. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it only works if you're adding a pudding layer to a bakery and you want that additional help with the bakery layer as well. Um, but like some of those bases from VTA, they can be, I don't know, a little you know. Dave and I got you. Um, but yeah, guys, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out tonight. Oh yeah, I had not tried that one-on-one bread pudding. Uh, Tonight, every week, you guys freaking slay it. You guys make these streams what they are. Uh, I usually try to end around now because the dopamine dump on Twitch starts right around now. The wee baby Seamus, uh, for some additional Good Monday vibes. Also, uh, I do still have work to do tonight, and clean up. These things always cause a huge mess. I never know for sure if Seamus is streaming, but usually if he does, he's starting right around now. Anytime between now and 10 p.m., you can find him, Wee Baby Seamus, over on Twitch. And I usually pop in, say what's up. I'll be streaming myself later tonight, says Dell. Hell yeah, dude. Awesome. Sweet, dude. Ben says, have a good week, peoples. Good stream, Sivo. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. These just such a great way to start the week. I always have a tendency to be just extremely like bogged down, sometimes burned out on Mondays from the weekend, and coming and starting the stream always lifts me up. I feel like it's a great start to the week. It's great to see you guys coming and hanging out. You guys really make a brother feel loved. That's going to do it for tonight. Drop some hashtags or anything clever you want to say goodnight. I like to throw them up on the screen. Um, we're going to get on out of here with some clouds. And you know what? Let's go out with a little bit more of Mao's breakfast blues because, gosh darn it, it's tasty. Did I miss? Okay. All right, guys. Hope everybody has a great week. I'll see you around in all the other areas that we see each other. Thank you, as always, for wicking it and kicking it with me. We are Jam W. Good night.